That's what's up.
Episode 4.
Episode 4. It's your boy, Rob TRAMONTE, with...
A.K.A. Maserati.
And my guest today is James Mooney.
A.K.A. Cash Mooney.
Yep. And this is the We Are Gunsmith podcast. If you're new, hit subscribe. It's going to be lit. I'm just saying that right now.
It's always lit.
Yep. So, anyways.
Whole squad's fucking lit.
Yeah.
What up, bro?
Not much, man.
Episode 4, man.
Getting over a slight sickness.
I feel like you're always sick, dude.
Dude.
What else is new?
Yeah, man. I've been sick. You know, I'm always sick. But, nah, I don't know. I just...
You're sick with it.
I don't sleep very often. That's all it really is. This morning, I had to wake up at 3:30 to bring my wife to the airport. And, I don't know. I'd rather... It sounds kind of cheesy, but I'd rather just work on stuff and try to get stuff done and... I don't know, just make progress then go to sleep. Like it's really stupid, but that's just how I am. That's just how I'm wired. I hate sleeping.
Team no sleep.
Yeah, like
that is severely bad for you, but
oh, I know. It's really bad. But it's just how I am, dude. Like taking naps, like I hate taking naps. I feel like sleeping is a waste of time. It's weird, dude. I know. Anyways, so that's
a little bit back.
So that's me right now.
So you're sick.
A little bit. I'm like towards the end. I don't feel too sick, but
are you contagious?
I don't think so.
Because I've been around you all day today. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, you're probably sick.
I'm not trying to get sick.
Well, everybody's sick. But anyways,
well, I know I'm sick, but I'm not trying to be that sick.
So this weekend we went to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh yeah, we were trying to watch the fights.
Yeah.
Austin Vanderford, our only sponsored athlete, basically. Yep. Austin, if you don't know him, check him out. His girlfriend.
Well, Austin's a pro MMA fighter.
Yeah, he's going to be in the UFC soon. Yeah, his girlfriend currently fights in the UFC, and she had a big fight this weekend. It was her comeback fight.
Yep. So
we were trying to watch and support.
Yeah. So yeah, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch Paige Van Zandt fight, and the fight wasn't until the next night. So therefore, we didn't watch any fights.
We were a little misinformed. We thought it was on pay-per-view. And I've never seen a UFC fight not on a Saturday night. So I just assumed that it was on a Saturday. And so pay-per-view, I'm not going to pay $80 to watch pay-per-view.
No.
The only place around here that shows the fights usually is Buffalo Wild Wings. So we made a thing out of it.
Yeah,
You brought Brittany, I brought Chrissy. Jeremy and his girlfriend came.
Yeah.
Christian, who was our last podcast guest, he brought his wife and his 2 kids. We all went there. It was like a group thing. It was about to be lit, man. It was about to be hella fun.
They're about to cheer on Paige. Everything.
Everybody looked at us like, the fight's tomorrow? And we're like, nah, the fight's tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, we sat outside and the waiter was like, so you guys here to watch the game, right? And we're like, no, we're actually here to watch the UFC fights. And he's like, UFC, isn't that next week? We're like, no, it is tonight. And then we sit down. And then we're kind of looking on our phones after like an hour. Yeah. We're like, when did the fight start?
Well, it was deceiving because they were showing they were doing the pre-fight stuff on like Fox Sports. So we're like, oh, okay. It's just the pre-fight.
Yeah. Killing time or
Killing
something.
time. So, and I don't know, we sat there for like an hour and then no fights came up. And I think Chrissy or one of us looked up on our phone and we're like, oh yeah, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, and then it set in. But I don't know. It kind of, in a way, it kind of worked out for the better because we had real shitty service, and I don't know. I didn't really want to be there any longer.
Buffalo Wild Wings is straight trash,
dude. Every time I go there, it sucks. I've never had a good experience. I've been there probably 20 times.
I've never had good food there.
No,
and the service is mediocre. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Dude,
on Saturday it was kind of bad.
Yeah, it's always.
But the food is always trash.
Yeah,
I feel like they don't even have good wings.
No,
I'd rather
And Brittany, my wife, asked for like a healthy option. She's like, yeah, we got rid of all our healthy options or something like that.
Oh, yeah, because they had like a salad bowl or... No, it wasn't a salad bowl. It was like a...
Something like that.
It was like a veggie bowl or something that they used to have.
Yeah, and she's like, yes, no, we got rid of all that stuff. Okay, sick.
We're bulking. Buffalo Wild Wings is bulking for the next couple of years.
Yeah, she was just super rude, and it was weird. And I don't know.
Yeah. It was... I don't know. I'm going to say that I'm not going to go back.
Oh, we'll be back.
But chances are that there's going to be a good fight, and then we're not going to want to pay for the pay-per-view because pay-per-views get expensive, especially like if it's just like a couple of us watching it.
Yeah.
Like we've ordered a couple at your house before, and it's been cool, but
yeah, some of them are cool.
It gets spendy.
Well, sometimes like the fights, I mean, people get knocked out in one round, and you're like, all right, there goes my $75. Sick.
Yeah. That was the quickest $75 like ever.
Yeah. It's still fun though. I don't know, getting together with people and stuff, but
yeah.
Anyways,
but she did end up fighting. She fought yesterday.
Yeah, she fought.
Broke her arm.
She was in a new weight class, a higher weight class.
Yeah, she bumped up.
Yeah, and she went against I forget what her name, something Clark.
Rose Clark. Jessica Rose Clark.
Rose is like the badass.
No, I thought her name was like.
Oh, she kind of looks like Rose. Because Rose is like the champion right now, isn't it? That's a different girl, the bald girl.
Yeah,
this one was something Clark.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
But she was like noticeably just bigger than Paige and just kind of overpowered her and got her on the ground and smothered her, and that was pretty much the first 2 rounds. So she won the first 2 rounds.
But the thing is, the girl wasn't really doing much. She was just kind of laying on top. And then even when she got Paige in like a triangle choke, and Paige toughed that shit out. She sat in that triangle choke for like a minute, like a deep triangle choke, and toughed it out. That girl still couldn't submit her. Yeah,
she was like obviously a larger woman, and then third round, Paige was actually hitting a lot of her shots. Meanwhile, she had a broken left arm or right arm, and I don't know. She's legit. I don't think I've ever actually seen her fight before.
Jessica Rose Clark. That's who she fought.
Jessica Rose Clark. Yeah,
but she put up a fight. She's a badass. That was impressive. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I've broken a couple bones, and I can't imagine like she broke it early, and so she still went through the whole fight.
She got out of that hold with a broken
arm.
Right. Yeah,
and she was still kind of throwing her arm, even with it being broken. It's commendable.
Yeah,
So we wish her a speedy recovery.
Oh yeah,
but yeah. What else is going on? What else is new with you, Rob?
I'm just focused on the NFL playoffs.
Yeah,
pretty much.
You pretty stoked with the results.
My team is not in the playoffs, but
neither is mine.
But I'm watching it. And right now, I think it's kind of interesting to watch just these quarterbacks and these teams that are not known for being good.
Yeah,
that are in the playoffs. Like the Jaguars are like.
I want to see the Jaguars go. I want to see the Jaguars continue to win.
I know.
Not even just because I hate the Patriots, but I just want to see them make it because I don't think they've ever been to a Super Bowl, have they? They
had one like really good year. It was like 98 or something.
But I don't think they made it though.
I don't know. I don't think
they might have made it to the championship game or something.
It's just interesting because like I always think about like every time I'm watching football, I think about how like Brady and Breeze and Eli Manning.
It's always the same teams. It's
Roethlisberger and Flacco and who else? I mean like all these big time quarterbacks that have been around for Chargers, fucking Phillip Rivers. All these big time quarterbacks are all going to be out of the league like in what, like 3 years probably?
Dude.
3-4 years?
It makes me feel old because I remember all those dudes getting drafted.
Yeah.
Well, not Brady because I didn't know who the fuck Brady was.
But once that wave of quarterbacks goes away, it's going to be like Kirk Cousins and Blake Bortles. And
Cam Newton.
It's going to be so weird, dude.
It's going to be the next generation.
Cam Newton he'll be old as shit by the time.
Deshaun
Watson, like it'll be all these guys that were older then. But that's a different that's a different problem. We're not going to talk about.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the aging problem.
But yeah, I think the playoffs are cool. I mean, the Jaguars are in it. The Vikings, it's cool to see them doing well.
There've been some good games too. Like
yeah,
I didn't watch much of the NFL season just because I don't know. I was kind of my Raiders did shitty, and
yeah,
I'm still kind of bitter about them moving to Las Vegas. So
I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. So I kind of tuned it out a little bit.
Is that next year?
I don't know. I think they have 2 more years. I think they have 2 more years in Oakland.
That's crazy. I forget about that shit.
Regardless, I was like, this is the year you guys can make it up to me. Like if you guys do well this year, right, make it deep into the playoffs, it kind of redeems like the fact that you guys are leaving in 2 years.
Yeah.
This was like the year to make it up, and you just shit down my leg. just ate shit.
Well, the Jack Del Rio firing is odd. I think he's tight as fuck.
I love Jack.
He's dope.
I don't know. I wouldn't blame it on Jack. I'd blame it on the offensive coordinator. But
Yeah, I don't watch the game, so it's hard to tell.
It's cool to see Gruden come back though, because I was so salty when they traded Gruden.
Yeah,
like who the fuck?
John Gruden.
God damn it, Al.
He's the fucking man, dude. So most of you guys probably know Jeremy by now. If you don't know, he's one of our. I don't even know what we'd consider him. He was an athlete. Now he's kind of like the intern. he's just our homie.
He's basically
he's on the team. I don't know.
Yeah, he works for us.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, he's so young. He's 20 years old. He doesn't even know who John Gruden is.
Yeah, dude. I was like, John Gruden.
Dude, we thought he was playing. John Gruden's the fucking man.
It's just crazy.
Shame on you.
It's insane. Like, I don't know. It's weird because like things that happened like when we were younger, like now there's a whole generation of people that were not around for that.
I know, dude. It's odd.
Christy was talking about it. Like, she teaches high school. And so she was talking to some of her kids, and they were talking about, like, if they could go back in time, like, where would they go to? And a lot of kids were like, I would go back in time to, like, before 9/11 so I could see the World Trade Centers. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. You guys don't know the world with the World Trade Centers, really.
Right, dude.
Like, it's
crazy.
always just never been a thing for you guys. Like, I remember when I was younger, I went to the World Trade Centers when I was, like, 10, 11. And so it's like, that's crazy. Like,
yeah, I went a few years after the tragedy and stuff, but
you saw the memorial and whatnot.
Yeah, I saw when it was like being built or whatever. You know, whatever it's called now. I forget what it's called. The Freedom Tower.
I think it's the Freedom Towers.
Yeah, I saw it when it was all like a construction site and stuff. You know,
that's cool.
So
I'd love to go out there right now and check it out.
My wife, Brittany, actually flew. She's flying in New York right now.
Oh, is she going back to New York?
She's going to Buffalo right now. So.
Ooh, Buffalo. Buffalo.
Upstate.
Should tell her to get some wings.
She was like, "Are the Bills still in the playoffs? Because I want to go to a game." I'm like, "No."
And if they were, tickets would be insane.
Yeah. So,
also, it would for sure not be a home game for Buffalo. But
I know. Yeah. That's fuck, dude. But
she should try to go to the Patriots game. It's not that far.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably hop on the.
It's all relatively
like a 5-hour drive.
It's all pretty close. New England's all close to each other.
That'd probably be insane to get tickets to, though.
Dude.
Going to a game in New England. One of my clients went to Brady's first game back last year, and he said the tickets were just insane to get. Like, it was super hard to get. And they didn't have great seats, but he spent a fortune just to get them.
Yeah, dude. Go back to the last point. I mean, it's going to be super weird when Brady's not a Patriot. You know, like, that team might not be that sick anymore. Like, think of that.
We're going to find out how good of a coach Belichick really is.
Isn't that weird, though?
Yeah.
Well, dude, I don't know. Wasn't Belichick fired before? Wasn't he on the Browns or something? Like, way back in the day, he wasn't even considered that good.
He was also on the Jets, maybe. I want to say the Jets,
like
too.
That, I don't know.
It was one of those teams.
But he wasn't considered that sick. And then now he's got a decent quarterback.
That's the thing about the NFL, though. Like, that's the thing about football in general. Like, football is like the only sport in the world where you can get fired from one job and end up with a better job.
Yeah.
Like, look at the coach from Oregon, the head coach from Oregon, Helfrich. He got fired from Oregon, and then he's the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears in the NFL, probably making way more money.
Well, dude, I forget what the guy's name is. Last Oregon coach,
Chip Kelly.
No, the guy last year.
Helfrich.
No, last year.
Oh,
he was there. Well, anyways, he was there for 1 year. He had like a trash record, and now he's like the head coach at
Florida State.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got
what the fuck?
And he got paid. I think he's getting like $5-6 million a year.
Yeah, it makes zero sense, dude. Worst Oregon season in like a long time.
Yeah, they
and he got a massive promotion. Something's backwards.
We went in the wrong profession, man. I think we should have gone into coaching.
Yeah, dude.
I think about coaching's tough though. I coached. I was like a GA for 2 years after I graduated college.
Yeah, at Southern Oregon.
Yeah,
right?
At Southern Oregon, and it's tough, dude. I remember it's rough. Like it's a tough profession to get into, and it takes a long time to elevate yourself through it.
Yeah, I got a buddy that's doing it right now. He's actually kind of moving up a little bit, but he's still at like a D3 school.
Yeah,
but he was like he played cornerback in college, and then he was like a linebackers coach at some tiny ass school, and now he's like a defensive coordinator at like a D3 school.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It takes a while. You got to know the right people.
Yeah,
to get elevated. One of the GAs that was with me, I think he just got a job. He's a head coach at some JUCO, or maybe he's the offensive coordinator. One of those. But he was like a position coach for a couple of years, and then he's finally become like an offensive coordinator, head coach kind of guy. And he's been doing it for I graduated like 5-6 years ago, so he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
So,
dude, speaking of John Gruden, you know who's super dope? Deuce Gruden. John Gruden's son. You want to explain like who his son is, or like a little bit about his son?
His son is strength and conditioning coach for the Redskins. And look this man up on Instagram because he is jacked.
Deuce Gruden.
That man, I think he's a national. I think he competes at national level powerlifting.
Yeah,
he's pretty strong. Well, he is solid as fuck.
And he's like 5'5" or something.
I don't know.
He's a very short man, but he's like strong like bull.
Yeah, he's
crazy.
He is crazy jacked.
Yeah, he actually had a viral picture of him going around on the internet of him just looking big as fuck on the sidelines.
Yeah,
and everybody's like, "Who is this dude?"
Sign that man.
And then it comes out that it's John Gruden's son, and it's like you can't make this shit up.
We need to send him a shirt, dude.
We need to get him on the podcast.
And then we need to send him a shirt.
He's probably listening, Deuce.
I mean, we got
Get your ass on this podcast.
We've hooked up with we've communicated with some of the Redskins guys, so
that is true.
He probably knows who we are.
That's true, dude. A couple of Redskins, I think, have our shirts right now.
Macy the Goer.
Oh yeah, shit!
Shout out to him
for sure.
Coming back from an injury.
He's a fucking beast.
Yeah. Deuce Gruden, man. Shout out to Deuce.
Yeah, he's actually shit, man. We should reach out to him.
Maybe that'll be a future podcast.
Straight up. We're joking about that right now, but who knows?
We'll see.
But it make a lot of sense.
Go to his page right now and tell him the Gunsmith boys sent you.
Yeah. And tag our podcast on
our podcast.
On his last post.
He's jacked.
It's funny as hell. But, yeah, the playoffs are really consuming my life right now, so. It'd be dope to see the Vikings play at home for the Super Bowl.
Is the first time ever? Is that what that was?
I was thinking about that last night because they said like the Vikings could potentially have all, or no, they're not. They're playing in Philly, right?
I think they are playing in Philly.
Oh, never mind. It must have been a mistake.
But they could be the first team to ever host a Super Bowl and be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. That must be the first time. That'd be so crazy. Well, that was like the college championship.
Oh, was it?
Georgia played. Oh, yeah, it was in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it was like 75% Georgia fans, which is actually, I thought it'd be higher than that.
It's a little unfair. That happened in my high school when I was my senior year of high school. They play the championship game every year at the Oakland Coliseum, which is where the Raiders play.
Yeah. And
then my senior year, they decided, we're not going to do that for you guys. We're going to play it at just like a nice high school. And so we played a team. We played San Ramon High School in Foothill, California, which is like right next to San Ramon. So literally, it's like a 30-minute drive for us, but it's like a 5-minute drive for them. And so it was all their fans. Like it was a home game for them, basically.
That sucks. Did you win?
No, we lost.
Home field. Home field is like
home field. I don't know. It's a stupid excuse, but home field advantage plays a big role. Especially in a game because people don't realize momentum and like atmosphere plays a huge role.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
But yeah, we lost that game. It sucks. Senior year.
Yeah, home field advantage makes a huge difference, dude. Sports are all mental.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
I don't know. You see these teams in the NFL are down like 3 touchdowns, and all of a sudden they get like a first down and the crowd's in it, and then all of a sudden like everything just happens to go their way. Right. I mean, that's not a coincidence.
Well, it speaks to the parity too in the NFL. Like even the shitty Browns, they have dope people on their team. Like,
yeah,
literally, like you can make a small. Well, look at the 49ers this year, right? Same team. They get Jimmy Garoppolo, who's a good quarterback.
Yeah,
and they start going on a tear, start winning all these games. Like,
yeah, I don't think he's lost a game yet.
No, he hasn't. It's not like anything else changed. They literally got one person.
Yeah, quarterback's fucking everything, dude.
But everybody else on that team was dope originally. They just weren't playing very well. They got
chemistry.
They got hype. They got chemistry, and then they're good.
Yeah, it's funny. One player away. I don't know. Or coaching leadership. Who knows what it is? But, yeah, so football. And then, we were trying to go to the movie theater the other day, and there's like no fucking good movies out.
There's no. But I want to see that one that's coming out this week, Den of Thieves.
Yeah.
That
comes out Friday.
sick. It comes out Friday.
Yeah, I want to see that shit. Who's in that? 50 Cent?
I think no.
Or
is he? No,
Ice
Ice
Cube?
Cube's son. Ice Cube's son. And Gerard Butler.
300?
Yeah, 300 Gerard. not looking as cut up as he was back in the 300 days, but
Nah.
it's hard to maintain those abs.
Didn't they come out with Did they ever come out with a sequel to that?
Yeah,
something?
but he wasn't. Obviously, they weren't in it, but it was like I forget what they called it, but it wasn't that good.
Oh shit!
You're not gonna top 300. Like,
nah,
that movie is still legit. I should watch that when I get.
Oh, it's
home,
sick as fuck.
I haven't watched that movie in a while, so I need to check.
It's so
it out.
tight. But
I think I probably watched that movie like 3 or 4 times in the theaters, just like just mind blown. Like what the fuck?
Shit, dude! I actually got a gift card I got a Fandango gift card at my house right now.
Hey,
yeah.
Den of Thieves.
Brittany's out of town. I might hit the theater by myself.
Solo? Have you done that before? Have you ever seen a movie by yourself?
Nah,
dude.
I have too much pride.
I've seen so many movies by myself. Like
it would probably be fun, but
I don't get the stigma. Like apparently, like there's a stigma to going to the movies by yourself. Like I don't know. Like that's a loser thing to do.
Well, I think people associate going to the movies with group activities.
Yeah.
Or going on a date.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like I've gone to plenty of movies by myself. I went to a movie recently. I went to Aliens Covenant like a couple months ago. Actually, probably more than
I remember the Instagram story.
Yeah. I went by myself. I was like, you know what? Chrissy's out of town. I think I invited you, maybe.
Jeremy.
Or maybe you were. I invited Jeremy.
Yeah.
I went by myself. Didn't care. Got fat as shit. Ordered large ass popcorn. Some
dude.
Maybe I didn't think I got an icy, but I got some candy. I was just getting fat, man. I was just getting fat watching a movie by
Sometimes
myself.
you need those nights.
But like it's fun. Like but it's weird because like it's on Chrissy's bucket list to go to a movie by herself. Like that's one of her goals for this year is to go to a movie by herself. Like she's like kind of scared to go to a movie by herself.
It's a fear thing.
It is like I don't know.
Damn.
But I remember I used to work at a movie theater in high school. And
seriously?
Yeah, I worked junior, senior year. I worked at a movie theater. It was a solid job, bro, because I could work 2 days a week. I worked on
grinded.
I worked on like Saturday, I worked on like Friday, Saturday, or like maybe a midweek shift sometimes. I'd work the front door, so I'd take tickets.
Like, your theater's to the right.
Yeah, that guy, like Terry tickets.
Right.
And I remember I'm not super proud of this, but I used to I'd just be there, like, if there was, like, a hot group of girls or, like, I'd be like, hey, come on over here. Like, you don't need a ticket. Like,
oh, shit. That's dope.
That was the thing to do, man. I was like, because everybody goes to the movies. It's not like, I don't know. It was a good way to try to meet the ladies. But
that must have worked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It worked a lot. But,
oh, yeah.
And it was cool because you got free popcorn, you got free movie, or you got free movies, free popcorn, free soda. So on my day off, which was like Sunday,
so you would save $150.
Oh, I'd save. Yeah, one movie I'd make $100 basically because I'd be like,
fuck.
A large popcorn that's like 50.
Dude,
a large drink that's another 50.
That's crazy.
Movie tickets that's like 30.
Dude, the ROI on that job is substantial.
Oh, it was insane. And I would go Sunday. I would wake up. I'd have nothing to do because I was in high school. Whatever.
Yeah.
So I'd wake up like 9. I'd go to the movies. The first showing was like at 10. I'd get a big ass thing of popcorn. I'd go to a movie. I'd go to another movie right after. Hop right into another movie. I'd see probably like 3 movies on a Sunday. Just chill by myself basically. And it was awesome.
So do you think? Because you're obviously like you have a passion for movies, right?
I love movies.
So do you think that's what birthed that? Or do you think?
I think
were you already into movies?
I was already into movies.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember.
So you were in fucking heaven.
Oh, I was loving it, dude. Because
that's crazy.
When I grew up, like we didn't have TV. We just had like my mom and I. We just had movies.
Oh, okay.
So like we would watch the same movies. Like
I think it's how Brittany was too. She didn't have like cable or anything.
We didn't have cable. Like we were poor. We didn't have cable. So we were just we had like a stack of DVDs like hella big, and we just fucking watched the same movies over and over. And it was, I don't know.
Right.
I've always loved movies.
That's fuck, dude.
That's why I was so stoked when you gave me that email a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah. Did we talk about that on here?
I don't know if we talked about that actually. Should we talk about that?
You can if you want, dude. It's interesting shit.
I don't. It's so weird though. Like I don't even know.
I don't know if we can get in trouble.
Would we get in trouble?
I don't think. Would you?
I don't think I.
Well, it's not a real thing. Well,
I don't know what
the listeners are probably confused as fuck right now.
We'll just explain the story because I was gonna make a YouTube video about it, but I'll just explain it here. I'll just explain it here.
Just let it rip.
So basically, what? Mid-December.
Yeah.
Chrissy and I. It was like a Friday. Chrissy and I were heading up to Tahoe for a little weekend getaway, and Rob shoots me a text and like basically like check your email, bro.
Yeah.
There's a legit email that I forwarded you.
Yeah, like a crazy opportunity. I got this email and I was like, well, I'm not the guy for this, so I forwarded it to Mooney, who fit the description, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. So basically the email was like, it's from this Hollywood producer. Should we say the name?
No.
All right. So it's from this Hollywood producer. She's big. She's a huge producer. Like you can Google her, you can Wikipedia her, you can IMDb.
Yeah.
Like she's legit.
Her net
Everything
worth
checks
pops
out.
up if you Google her.
Yeah.
That's how you know she's made it.
Some big ass movies.
Right.
Superhero style movies, like Marvel style movies. So Rob shoots me this email. It's basically like, hey, I'm looking for a strength and conditioning guy, like trainer, to train some actors for an upcoming project that I have. And Rob's like, oh, I work out for fun. Like, that's not really my thing.
Right.
But my business partner, James, he's probably, you know, more what you're looking for. And so I shoot her an email like, here's my phone number, would love to connect, blah, blah, blah. She calls me like an hour or two later when we're driving up. And it's like, it's so sketchy. Like, cause we're driving up to Tahoe. So like, we're driving through the mountains. The service is terrible. I'm like telling Chrissy, I'm like, dude, we need to pull over so I can have service and so I can make sure I talk to her.
Yeah.
And so she calls me and she's basically like, I got your name from a associate, some guy that I know through our other business partners. And he's a legit dude. He does some legit training. And apparently he recommended me because he was too busy. And so he recommended me to her. And so she got my name. She called me. She's like, hey, I have this project. It's coming up. It's pretty big, blah, blah, blah. You were recommended to me. Is that something that you're interested in? And I was like, hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Like,
yeah.
Like, of course. That's like training people for a movie. That's awesome. Like Hollywood shit.
Like a blockbuster movie.
Yeah, like a big movie. Like I'm talking huge movie. And so I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. She's like, okay, cool. I'll have my assistant reach out to you, fly you down to LA. We'll talk about, you can talk to my producers and then you can meet with our director and blah, blah. We can go from there. If it's a fit, it's a fit. If it's not, then we can figure something else out. She's like, you know, if it doesn't work out, like you can train me maybe. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, she's like, I'll fly you down here and you can train me if it doesn't work out because I need a trainer. And I was like, well, shit. Like, if you're going to fly me down there, like,
yeah,
why not?
Well, it's nothing out of the word. I mean, you train people every day.
Yeah. I was like, hell yeah. You're probably going to pay me a lot more than I make on a daily basis.
Right.
And so then it started getting weird. It started going like, she's like, well, how are you with older ladies? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I was like,
and you're still thinking like training.
And I was like, well, I have some older clients. Like, what do you mean? Like, I can train older people. I've trained people that are like 80. I'm fine. But then it got like this weird sexual vibe. Like, how are you with older ladies? And I was like, you know, like, I don't know what you mean. She got super offended by that. Like, cause I was super like, are you still talking about training or like,
right?
This is sounding a little weird. Even Chrissy, I had it on a kind of like loudspeaker. And so she was kind of listening. She's like, what? And so basically she ended up hanging up on me. I called her right back. Like, I'm sure there's a misunderstanding. Like, I wasn't trying to offend you, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you know, maybe you're too conservative. Like, you need to, in this business, you kind of have to prostitute yourself. And I was like, what? And then she basically hung up on me. And I was like, so that I basically went from this like super high where I was like, oh my God, I'm going to work in Hollywood to like, this person never wants to talk to me again.
And then you called me.
And she said, yeah, and I called Rob immediately. I was like, dude,
what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm listening to this. He's explaining this whole thing to me too, like how it got super sexual and like hella weird. And I was thinking, like, I could not believe it. I couldn't imagine actually being on the phone. I don't know. Like I thought about this shit for like a week straight. I'm like, what the fuck?
And it was like right in the midst of like all the Harvey Weinstein like sexual allegations in Hollywood. And I was like, wow.
Everybody.
Yeah. And it sounded like the number checked out. Like it was from like the same place. Like the email checked out. Like all looked legit. I for sure thought it was a prank though. Like I was like, somebody's pranking me. Like there's no way this is real. And so I talked to a bunch of people and like kind of came to the conclusion it's not a prank. And so I emailed her a couple days later and I was like, I'm sorry, I think there was a misunderstanding. Like I'd still like to work on this project with you. I'd still like to do this movie. I think if you don't hire me, you're making a mistake, blah, blah, blah. And so she called me like the next day. I sent it to her like on a Tuesday. She called me the next day. She's like, and basically played it off like nothing happened. Like pretty much like there was no sexual advances. Like that conversation really never happened. So basically she was 100% normal again. She's like, yeah, well, if you're, I like that you're like super motivated and believe in yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna have my associate reach out to you. We'll schedule a flight. We'll get you down here. And then she started mentioning something like, oh, I need some tactical training as well. And I was like, well, I don't really know very many tactical people. She's like, well, I need a tactical trainer. Can you find someone for me? And I was like, all right, I'll find somebody. So I reached out to some people I know and got some names and started connecting to them. And a couple days go by, and I don't hear from her. And sent her a couple names, people to call, people to talk to. And she's like, she calls me maybe 4 or 5 days later, and she's like, okay, I'd like to have you heard back from any of these tactical guys? And I was like, I haven't really heard back from anybody. I still know this other guy. Should I say his name? No. But I said like, oh, I know this one guy. He's big. He's a huge Instagram guy. And I was like, I've met him a few times. He might be good. And she's like, all right, well, reach out to him. So I reached out to him, sent him an email. He emails me back. I CC'd her, and he's like, yeah, give me a call, blah, blah, blah. I guess she called him, and then she calls me right back. She's like, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's all right, but let's keep looking. I was like, well, shit, dude. Like,
yeah, just for some clarification.
He's legit.
This guy is probably one of the most unbelievable humans on earth.
If you follow like tactical training online on Instagram, chances are this guy. He's big. Yeah. He's huge.
There's a good chance you guys all follow this person.
Yeah, chances are he does some stupid, ridiculous things because he's a monster. Yeah, but
he's amazing.
Anyway, so I was like, oh shit. Well, all right, I can find some more people. But anyway, he calls me up and he's like, he's
skeptical.
He gets my number and he calls me up. He's like, how do you know this chick? And I was like, well, she was referred to me by so-and-so, and he knows this person too. So I was like, he was referred to me by them. And he's like, all right, well, my experiences with Hollywood is not to get too excited. So, like, I was like, well, supposedly I'm supposed to go down to LA in like a week. He's like, all right, well, let me know how that goes. And so I can know if I need to start getting excited, because the project she was approaching him about, I'm not going to say the name of the movie, but it's huge. Like one of the biggest movies of all time kind of movie.
Yeah, like that's not even an exaggeration.
Like legitimately one of the biggest movies of all time. And so, so he's like, yeah, she wants me to train these people for 3 months, like a group of 40, like for this upcoming movie. And I need to know it because it's huge and I definitely want to do it. But if it's not real, it's going to really fuck up my schedule because I'd have to cancel all this stuff. And so I was like, all right, I'll let you know, like, when I go to LA, like, if I go to LA, like, how legit this is and how real she is. And so, so we go back and forth. I called a couple other tactical guys, got their name, connected them with her. And then, she called me back. She's like, yeah, all right, I'm going to get you out here. Like, I'm going to need you out here for 4 weeks. We're going to move you down to LA for 4 weeks. I need you to train this actor for this movie. He's got to get in a more athletic shape. He's big right now. You've seen him. He's muscular, but he needs to get more athletic because he's playing the superhero. And I was like, oh, well, I can do that. She's like, well, so I'm going to fly you down. And this was the beginning of January. So she's like, I'm going to fly you down on the 4th. You'll stay for 2 days. we'll fly you back, and then in a week and a half after that, if it works out, we'll fly you back down, and then you'll be down here for 4 weeks getting ready for this movie, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, that's fast, but I can clear my schedule, you know, like,
yeah, you make it
because this guy is huge. Like this actor is huge. And I was like, for sure, I'm a huge fan of him, and I would love to train him. Like this is a dream come true.
Yeah, anybody in this scenario in your shoes would be absolutely ecstatic about this entire thing.
And meanwhile, this whole time I'm still skeptical. Like I'm stoked, but I'm skeptical AF because this is like too good to be true kind of thing. Like money wise, too good to be true. Like working with this actor, too good to be true. Working on this movie, too good to be true kind of thing. But I'm stoked, right? So I'm telling Rob, and I'm telling Chrissy, and I'm telling like some of the people around, like I'm stoked for this. And then kind of drops off the face of the planet. Never hear from this lady again. Like she just disappears.
Right.
Okay? Send her a couple emails. I'm supposed to hear back about some plane trip. Nothing. And then I run into the guy who initially referred her to me. He came out. He was here for a little bit, and we were talking about it. He's like, dude, turns out this person is completely an imposter. Like, he found out that she's an imposter. Like, off the bat, it sounded legit to him, and that's why he referred her to me. But then later on, he through some of his friends, he found out that this person's completely an imposter. Like, completely imposter. Apparently, one of his buddies got, like, connected with this person, and they sent him to Indonesia or some shit to scout locations on his own dime, saying that they'll reimburse him. And never reimbursed him, and just sketchy, weird people. I don't know what the end game or what the benefit is for this person.
I was just thinking about that.
But apparently this person gets off on, impersonating a really well-known director, or not director, a really well-known producer. And I don't know, he was saying something about like they're doing an investigation into her. I don't know. It's crazy.
I bet. That's good, dude.
It's confusing because I'm not saying any names. I don't want to say any names because it's super weird, and I still don't even know the whole reach of the story. But I don't know. It's weird, dude.
You just can't trust anybody, dude.
It's so crazy because the details. You want to. I wanted to believe it. I still want to believe it. I still want to be like, hey, what's going on? Are we going to LA? What's up?
Yeah.
Because
we all legit. Wanted it to be real because it's like it's dope for you.
That would just be a game-changing opportunity.
Life-changing
opportunity. And it would be great for the brand, too. Like, everything. Not even just for me, but it'd be great for the brand. Like, that aspect of those connections, those people, that would be awesome.
Yeah. It's kind of unfortunate.
It was like one of those roller coaster rides of emotions, dude. I was stoked, and then I was super depressed, and then I was stoked again, and I was depressed again, and then I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck?
That's nuts.
Anyway,
that was probably one of the. Was that the craziest thing that's ever happened?
That's probably one of the weirdest things that's ever happened to me. Like I still don't even is it real? Is it fake? Because literally the details, like the emails, the phone numbers, like everything, like even the conversation, like these weren't like short, like 5-minute conversations. These were long, like 45-minute conversations, like in depth, where like everything's kind of. The only thing that doesn't check out is how much money I was going to make, because I was talking to the guy that I know that referred her to me, and the price per day is a lot more than what this person was going to offer me. But I didn't know because it's way more than I make or way more than I charge.
Right.
Like it was going to be like $600 a day or something, and which is pretty good, pretty good money.
Yeah, I would take that, for sure.
Because I don't charge that much right now. Around here, you can't really charge that much. But so $600 a day, but really and realistically, it's more than that. You'd be making more than that probably.
Yeah. That's just nuts.
But I don't know. It's still such a weird. It's just weird. Like,
so what's the moral of the story? The
moral of the story is like, I don't know.
Do your research.
I don't even know if it's do your research because like we it's not like we didn't look her up. We didn't check her out.
That's the weird thing about
that's the scary part. It's like, and I think it speaks to like how dangerous social media is nowadays because like You can be it's like catfish, bro. Anybody. You can be anybody on social media.
It's true. There's a wall.
You get the right pictures, you get the right angles, you get the right technology. You can be anybody on social media and portray anything you want on social media.
Yeah. This lady was obviously like probably an older woman, right?
Yeah.
Like judging off her voice.
Judging off the voice, but there's voice changing apps. You can download voice changing apps. You can download apps that change your phone number when you call somebody. Damn, dude. There's apps where you can block your location. There's apps where you can create your own domain right now. Create your own website, Everything to check out.
Stay woke.
Stay woke, man. Trust nobody.
Stay woke, people.
But I think the lesson is like, I don't know, keep an even keel. Like, not to be cynical, but like, don't get too stoked about something.
Yeah. So we work alongside some pretty professional people that have been around for a long time in their respective industries and stuff. And one of the first, we talked to one of them right off the bat, Jason.
Yeah.
And one of the first things he said was like, I used to get excited about this kind of stuff too, but until you have a contract in your hands and you see that kind of stuff, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's and
you gotta,
it's true.
You gotta keep an even keel. You can't get too excited about stuff. Anyway, I think just keeping an even keel. Just don't get, not to be cynical, but don't get too excited about something. Kind of
just get some kind of confirmation.
Yeah.
That it's legitimate. That's it.
Do your research.
Yeah. So
yeah.
That's a crazy story, dude.
It's an insane story. But
I don't think hopefully I don't have something that tops that.
Dude, I don't want anything that tops that.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, hey, we're going to fly you guys out to Dubai. Like,
yeah, Dubai, dude.
First class.
One fucking day.
One day. We joke about it all the time, going to Dubai. But it's going to happen.
Yeah, dude. Someday. I don't know. Well, I don't know why. Well, do they have expos out there?
Yeah, dude. Dana Lynn Bailey and all them were out there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Rob. Yeah, Rob Bailey was.
We'll sign up for that expo next time.
Put up a booth.
Yeah, right.
It has to be a 24 karat gold booth.
Yeah, right.
Or you don't make the cut. Yeah.
Sorry if that rambled a little bit, but it was a crazy fucking story.
Yeah, I know. There's so much to it.
Anyway, appreciate you guys for listening. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys also leave a 5-star review because it really helps the podcast.
Yep. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment. We're going to try to, we have the ability to Skype in guests. So, in the comment section below, leave a comment who you guys think or you would like to see on the podcast. And we'll do our best to reach out and see if they're down.
See what we can do.
So we have a few pretty big names that said they were down.
Yeah, we just have to get final confirmation.
So, going back to what were you saying?
Not getting too hype about something.
That's a perfect example.
We have some potentially big guests coming up.
Yeah, so anyways, we really appreciate you guys listening in. The support means a lot. So that's pretty much it. It's a newer podcast. Please spread the word.
Yeah. Tell your friends.
It means a lot. So
anyway, it's your boy James.
It's Rob Tremonti. And this is the We Are Gunsmith podcast.
Talk to y'all.
See ya.